right, spring is officially here, folks. We have apple trees fully open. Dandelions are in full force. It is in the 70s Fahrenheit right now. So I've not been in the hives in about 8 days or so, but these trees have been open for almost 4 days. So I want to see what they're bringing in the last few days, and I want to see if there's any start of signs of swarming. That's what we're doing today. All right, something I did last weekend when we were in the middle of a cold snap where the bees hadn't been out for about 3 days and I knew their hives were empty. I came up here and I gave everybody a quart of syrup. I was very nervous about how much food they had, and I just wanted to give them a little something. So everyone got a quart. Let's see what they have for stores. This was pretty much empty 2 weeks ago when I was in here. Yep, not super heavy. Very nice. Brood and pollen all the way to the edge. It's just so beautiful. All right, there's no sign of swarming. She's got tons of brood in there. There's not a lot of stores. I don't see any capped honey down here. So, you know, they're not storing anything down here. All good. They need stores though. They need to get some honey in here. Okay, Queen Cornelia. Are they doing anything to the super? Not really. This is pretty empty. Let's look at the bottom first. All right, there's some weight to that box. Smells really good in here. I've always noticed that this hive smells good. Yeah, she's laid the bottom out. So much brood. Okay, this bottom looks like full of brood and pollen. Not a lot of stores. It's not very heavy. Queen Cornelia, where are you? It's funny how when you inspect it double deep, Queen's usually on like the last one or two frames. I've not seen her yet. Where are you, Cornelia? Is she on the last frame, maybe? The drone frame? Laying drones? Yep. Here she is, laying drones. Cornelia male drones. We're gonna let these hatch. So she was on the very last frame. Frame 16 out of 16. There she is. Okay. They don't have a lot of stores. That's the thing. They're not like full of honey or anything. They're not honey bound. Come on, bees, the dandelions are out. Go get them. All right. The thing about Balboa is they don't need 2 boxes right now. I'm going to rearrange this hive because there's a lot of empty space in here. This whole bottom box is empty. All right, I'm going to switch around these frames a little bit here and put the brood on the bottom and put all the empty frames on the top. I'm going to fill the bottom with brood. Okay, now the bottom is all pretty much brood. And all of this stuff up here is pretty much empty. Bottom is brood, top is empty. So hopefully she comes up here and they can start working these frames. Because we need to build. Build, build, build. Okay, plenty of space in Balboa now. Alright, Russian's looking pretty vibrant. Pretty full. She's back to laying worker brood on the worker comb. Worker brood, regular brood. This is the frame that I dropped in last week after I took the drone frame out. And they're filling it up with pollen. And there's the queen right on it. There's pollen, there's a little nectar, and I'm seeing some eggs. So she's laying again. No sign of swarming here. Let them build and harvest for another week. All right, Queen Lucy. Nothing in the super yet. You got a little nectar harvest going on here. There she is. Laying nice drones down there. No problem. Drones there. Okay, everything seems normal. Okay, everyone's good. couple weeks ago or 10 days ago or whenever I last inspected this hive, the queen was on the bottom and she was laying out all these frames, so there should be a lot of brood down here. Literally every fruit tree we have is in bloom right now. The dandelions are up and there's still empty frames in the brood box. I think what's happening is that the hives were pretty much empty and they're still feeding the brood. They don't have any excess, so there's nothing to store. They're just trying to stay ahead. Ooh, look at that bright red pollen on that bee. You guys see that? Bright red pollen. That's the first time I've seen that. Yeah, just empty frames. A lot of empty space in this hive. Where's the queen? Where's the brood? All right, there's eggs on this frame. Yeah, this hive is just still building. There she is. She's gorgeous. She's really huge. So the theme of the day today is the flow is not on. It might be on, but it's not going into the supers. Oh well. I hope they're at least feeding their brood. Not much there at all. A lot of pollen coming in. That drone comb is all heavy. The top is empty. Okay, they're building up. They're laying drones. They're building up. They're just getting a taste of that first flow, and the queens are coming alive. I mean, this kind of must feel for them kind of like a month ago supposed to have felt, like late April or something. It's just a huge frame of brood. It's a pretty heavy frame. So they're bringing in resources to feed the brood, but they're not storing anything. She's right there. Queen Frankie. Okay, so 6 frames of brood. They haven't, or 6 sides of brood. That's 3 full frames. They haven't expanded since a couple weeks ago, but they are bringing in nectar for sure. They're capping honey, bringing in nectar. So, all looking pretty good, but they still need to build more. They're drawing out frames. All right, so they're not doing anything up here yet. They're building out. They're just building out frames, but they got lots of space. Wow, this hive is just packed. It's just wall to wall. Ah! All right, that was a huge downpour. So we just had this gigantic downpour. Now it's back to partly sunny. This is the weirdest spring ever. It's just like a 10-minute storm. Everything's soaked. All right, they've built up nicely. Pollen and honey. Looking normal. Ooh, there she is right there. She's right down on the bottom, that little extra comb build out. All right. And some drones. Okay, they got a ton of space in here, so no sign of swarming. I'm not worried about them. Give them another week, see if they might need a super. But she's got room to lay in here. Okay, this is the hive that we did the little flip-flop last week. So hopefully the queen has moved up to the deep box. So if we find a queen up here, I'm going to do another flip-flop and exclude her to this box. All right, she's right here. She's on this frame right now. So I'm going to put her down below again. Put this on the top. Okay, queen is back down below. Just gonna make double sure she's down here. She is right there. Okay, queen is in the bottom box. Okay, we're back. Queen's on the bottom. Probably have a lot of brood up here that's going to hatch out, and then it will just go down. All right, I think we're safe up here. All that brood is going to hatch out. We'll take care of it up here, and the queen will hopefully start laying down below. All right, well, I don't know. All right, so I think what's going on is the hives were all extremely empty. They were out of stores, and the flow has started with dandelions fully open. All the apple trees are bursting. You know, the weather's right. It's raining here and there, but you know, it's not like it's a drought or anything. So those trees should be pumping up nectar. And yeah, I think they're just trying to fill their brood boxes and feed their brood. So they're not storing anything. There's nothing in any of the supers. So they don't need any extra supers. I was thinking about maybe trying to put a flow hive super on if things were, you know, booming in here, but I mean, there's nothing going into those supers, so I'm gonna wait on that. I also think we're not quite ready for splits yet, you know? I think the queens all slowed down laying when they ran out of stores, and it was so cold and there was nothing open for a couple of weeks in early May. So I think the queens just stopped laying. And hopefully now, with this burst of nectar coming in, they're gonna start laying again. We're gonna start filling up frames with eggs, and then we can talk about splits in a week or so. So that's where we'll be next time. As of today, enjoying the sun when it's out, and loving all these blooms. So thanks for watching. See you on the next one.